Yeah, so apparently Adam Driver was doing a podcast, and Jay told me about this today. Adam Driver's doing a podcast and talked about how kind of originally the plan was not for his character to be redeemed or anything like that. It was to just get more and more dark. Well, this is on the Rich Eisen. You told me it was a podcast. I didn't know it was the fucking Rich Eisen show. I'm ready.
But did you know that at least you're playing Vader 2.0? Like, at least did you know that as conceptually?
I did. Yeah. And I had an overall arc in mind that he wanted to do, which, then changed. But his idea was that almost the opposite journey of Vader, where Vader starts the most confident, the most, committed to the dark side. And by, the last movie, he's the most vulnerable and weak. And he wanted to start at the opposite, where this character was the most confused and vulnerable. And by the end of the 3 movies would be most committed to the dark side. So I tried to keep that arc in mind, regardless if that wound up not being the journey anyway, because it changed, obviously, as we were shooting.
Yeah, right.
But I was still kind of focused on that.
When did it change?
Well, with Ryan, he took it into a different direction, but still it kind of still tracked with the character. Then the last one, it changed.
Okay.
The last one.
About them and the dyad and things like that.
And then again, so you...
And kind of evolving into Ben Solo. That was never part of it.
That wasn't either?
No. Because Ben Solo, he was Ben Solo from the beginning, but it was never a version where we actually see Ben Solo.
Crazy.
That's kind of funny.
You mean there wasn't a plan in play?
It's just a shit show, man.
Would that have made it any better if he had just started off as a whiny kid, kills his dad, but then he's like, I'm so committed. I'm like the ultimate Darth Lord of the Sith.
Well, it's funny because it reminds me of, for all the people that just want Dave Filoni to be so much more involved with Star Wars. Like, remember after Force Awakens, the entire, you had the story group, you had a bunch of executives, including Dave Filoni. They were planning out the future of the Star Wars sequels. That's what they were doing. This is before Last Jedi. And somebody talked about, they talked about making Leia the focus for the next couple movies. And Dave Filoni was all about that because he loves to see the matriarchy subvert the patriarchy. But he also talked about, what Kylo does isn't redeemable. Killing his father isn't a redeemable act, but we've never seen a mother figure try to do it. So it would be great to see Leia try to redeem him and bring him back. Shit like that. Those are ideas from Dave Filoni. So for all the Filoni fans out there.
No idea what they were doing. That was the start of the end of Star Wars. When you take one of the most beautiful IPs and just say, just do what you want. Here you go, Ryan Johnson. Just do whatever you want. It'll be fine. JJ, can you come back? Nobody wants this thing now. Can you just do whatever you want? It's okay. Make a dyad. We'll have Ben Solo redeemed at the end. So now everyone can have Ben Solo and Reylo.
And then immediately die.
Holy crap, dude. As much as it probably still would suck, I think I would have liked all that better if Kylo Ren was, the old crybaby at the first one, and then at the end becomes this Sith Lord, kills Snooki and all that stuff. And
bro, almost everything would have been better. Imagine
true.
even if everything had gone down the way it did. What if they just let Kylo live instead of Rey? Like Kylo, who actually has blood of Skywalker, like Kylo, who actually has these connections to these people, and an actual redemption story. Whatever, man.
My favorite what if that I thought would have been the best, I know they would never have done, was that in The Last Jedi, Rey is actually a double agent. She stands up and beats the crap out of Kylo Ren. She takes her place next to Snook, and
why do you
Kylo Ren barely.
Why do you call him Snooki?
Because I hate that guy, man. I hate him. I hate Snooki. I just freaking hate that character. It's the worst. Some freaking slug wearing a bathrobe. He was stupid. They did nothing with him. It was pointless. So he will never get my respect. Snooki. That's just where I'm at. Can't stand that character. But still, if Rey was she was part of the dark side, beats the crap out of Kylo. He only escapes because the Holdo maneuver. Then he goes back to Luke Skywalker, crawling, groveling. I made a terrible mistake. Please finish my training. Then you got Luke and Ben. They go back to fight Snooki and Rey, and they win. And Luke could die in a, protecting Ben, I guess. He'd go out like a hero, not like a freaking fart in the wind by, I used the Force too much. now I'm done. You know, like that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Holy crap. That movie probably still would have been bad, but still. And in the meantime, you got like Finn, you know, maybe he's training a little bit more instead of whatever that was.
Even like taking everything else as it is and terrible, like even just making little changes at the end, like maybe have Kylo be the one to fucking defeat the Emperor. I don't know. You know, shit like this. And then just he sees Rey lying dead on the ground and he doesn't give her the kiss of gratitude or whatever. He just fucking, you know, he just fucking yeets his way out of there.
I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something.